What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Warehouse Series and welcome to part 3 of my cans series that I'm putting out, 3 of 3. If you did not watch the first 2 videos, they will be in the description below. And even though this is for a specific Discord member that reached out to me, it could be, guys, this is for anyone. Anyone that works in dry goods and throws cans, or anybody that even works in perishable produce or whatever, there is always tips in my videos that you can transfer from dry to wherever else that you are working. So I highly recommend watching the video even if you don't throw in dry goods. With that being said, guys, if you want to subscribe, I really appreciate it. You know, Discord and the link below, thumbs up, and if you want to donate, I appreciate it. So with that being said, guys, let's get on to the first group of pictures. So now we got Jack 107, Jack 94, so you know they're 2 different orders. This is the first video I put out, and this is the second video I put out, obviously by the numbers. Started in the left corner, start in the left corner. Same direction, same direction. All right. Second set of pictures. Got my first 2 full layers. First 2 full layers. 2 cases, switching the block around. Or not switching the block, but rotating the block. Same 2 cases, you know, just different type of cases. So you can see, guys, I start the same. My base is exactly the same. So let's get to the second set of pictures. So up in this picture, we had a little bit more of the smaller cans. I didn't have that many up here. So on this order, I put the Progresso soup in the back. On this order, I put the Progresso soup up front. It's just where I had room. I had more room up in the front of the pallet on this one, so I put the Progresso soup up. It doesn't matter. It's still the same. I'm still grouping it together either on the front of the pallet or the back of the pallet. Another thing, it's just one. What do you see? 4 chunkies across with 1 here. I had 4 chunkies across the front. I do the same thing every time. I told you you're going to see similarities. You might not see the same exact things from from the first video to the second, but you're going to see a lot of similarities. 4 across, 4 across. The big cans. All right, so I ended up putting some more on here. I got 3 big cans going across with 2 more on top, so I had 5 of them. What do you see over here? 3 cans going across the back. I put them in the same spot every single time. Down here, you get another look at those cans, and I told you I put that Progresso there until I have another place to move it to. But I just want to show you guys, same spot. You know, even though these Progressos are up in the back and these are in the front, it's still the same concept. Big cans always in the back of my pallet. Let's take a look at the next group. Now right here, I got LaCroix's up front. So once I start establishing my first, and I get to that point where I want to start on my second base, as you see right here, see the waters right there, they're right there. So I have waters up in the front and down the side, and the front pallet is where I'm putting all my slippery cases. Smaller cases are going up in the front pallet while I'm throwing my bigger. I'm starting to try to establish a second base, so I'm throwing all my bigger pallets, or cases rather, on the back pallet that are coming up in this section of the warehouse. But even though these are different cases, what do you notice? The middle with cases pointing in. All right. What do you notice? The middle with cases pointing in. So even though they are different cases, they are still the same concept. I have my middle with cases pointing in. Middle cases pointing in. So let's get to the next set of pictures and try to zip through these guys. I appreciate you guys for watching the first 2 videos. So this is my finished product. This is the front of my pallet of my first video, and this is the front of my pallet on my second video. The front of the front pallet, I should say. So we got a nice base, nice base. All right. Now we have a little different things going on here. So this is where, you know, people, you know, if I have enough solid cases to keep going across the front, I will. Look, all the way up here is whenever I got a small case to go in the middle. Well, down here is when I got my smaller cases to go in the middle. All right, so it's just where I'm at on the pallet. If I was getting more solid cases like I was on this order, then I would have went up higher on this front pallet, but I didn't. I started getting my smaller cases, so I started my process of cases pointing in with that middle section a little bit earlier than I did over here. I didn't start up here until all the way up towards the top of the pallet. That is just how things work. But other than that, guys, it's, you know, a tie-in and then keeping it nice and solid until I start getting to my smaller cases. This pallet just went up a little bit higher, topped it off with, salad dressings, cases facing in, Fiji, this case facing in, but you still see that same concept, guys. Single cases facing in. All right, double cases facing back, double cases facing back, single case in, 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 single case in. I hope you see a lot of similarities in my orders, guys. So here's the next set. This is the back of each of those front pallets. As you can see, solid base, water straight across, trying to keep those level layers all the way across. Solid base, keeping those level layers all the way across. The whole thing. So even though these are two pallets of different items, they are still the same concept. I still keep the same game plan. It's facing in, to the same, facing back, facing in, to the same, facing back, one facing in, two similar, facing back. All right, guys, I hope you see it. On this one here, what do we got? I more or less kept my middle column with cases facing in. I didn't get a lot of doubles here. Sometimes I stack my doubles. All right. So if I took these big ragouts and faced them to try to go back, I wasn't having enough room because I already had this case here. I already had this side of the pallet built. I'm not trying to move all this just so I can get two cases going back. Although two of these cases going back right here would have been a nice tie-in between these waters. Guys, I'm not trying to mess with my pallets for too long. It's just the way it goes sometimes. So this is the front of both of my back pallets on that order. And it's so funny because I build my front pallets a certain way and I build my back pallets a certain way. So once again, we're sort of switching the role here. I have bigger cases, so I'm building with that. But one case in, one case in, one case in, one case in, one case, two cases back. All right, what do we got? Center column, all the cases are facing in because I don't have two of anything. All the center cases are facing in. Well, right here, I got two of the icings. They're going back. But other than that, everything's facing in. Nice big case facing in. See, guys, how I come in, facing towards the middle, facing towards this line right here. I get this big box. You think I'm going to go back the opposite direction? No, I'm going to bring it in again because I want all my weight facing towards the middle of this pallet. I don't want it running down the side of my pallet where it's going to give an opportunity to fall over. So let's look at the last set of pictures, and this is going to be the back side of my back pallet on both of these. Pallet 1 and pallet 2. There's my waters that you guys seen. The apple sauces, I told you I didn't want to face in because it would just give me an unstable part there. Two similar cases facing back. One in, one in, one in, one in. Two similar back, two similar back. Over here, nice base all the way up. Now here you see two similar cases facing this direction because it gave me that nice solid back. Not only are they nice long cases, but they were wide cases. So they're going to still give me that back solidness that I need because they're nice and wide. If these were skinnier, then I would face them in. To the same, facing back. Just perfect on both of these pallets. Like I said, not the same cases, but both of these pallets are actually stacked very similar. All right, guys, so that's the last set of pictures. This is part 3 of 3. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this helped the person that reached out to me. Please keep private messaging me and we'll keep going from there. We have another Zoom call coming up, so message me and we'll get that Zoom call going and we'll go from there. I hope these helped. I hope these help a lot of people. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.